Thank you for that. Yeah. So your name starts with C and your surname starts with A, right? Your telephone number ends with 119. And if you are there, if you can send a private chat to me, okay? And your email starts with C and ends with E@gmail.com, right? Okay. So telephone number ending with 119. Okay. If you can send a chat just to be sure that you are here. I can see you anyway. Okay, let's see if I can. Okay, all right, cool. Thank you. So first thing first, right, is the header of the CV, right? So the first thing, right, so you put it's okay to put your first name and surname in capital. Aside from that, email address, yeah, nationality, yeah, and I will put that in lowercase anyway. So it's something that you want to do, right? So and so just to kind of talk about things that are good in terms of the CV, right? I like the opening, right? It's really concise, right? You emphasize on your relevant skills and you've also put some quantifiable achievements, which is really, really good, right? So, and also the tools are there, excellent coverage of the tools and methodology. You are talking about Jira, Confluence, and etc. Okay. And also you also demonstrated up-to-date knowledge in your role, which I think is also good anyway. And yeah, you've also added some certification, which are also very good as well. Well done on that aspect. So yeah, we're showing you are versatile in those areas anyway. So the layout was good, consistent formatting as well, and you use bullet point, which is good and easy to scan and also visibly clean as well anyway. So in terms of the things that you could improve, first thing I've told you about the header anyway. And second thing, I really don't know, look at the what's it called now? This particular word just kind of escaped me right now. Line spacing, yeah, I think that's the word actually, right? So, there is spacing between the words, right? So, for instance, if you look at the professional summary, right, is the line spacing, I think is 1.0, but when you go down, I think maybe not. I think it's okay because it's all together. So don't worry, I think it looks fine. So it's just for me to look at the consistency of this. I think it's fine anyway. So so another thing that I would want to say is, yeah, in terms of some metrics that you put in there, you can be consistent anyway. So and for instance, yeah, saving or adoption rate, like, so for reasons, approval rate, I think it's fine, to be honest. I wouldn't, yeah, let me not be too picky, but to be honest, this is good. If I was to be more picky, right, so it's going to be that the description about BlueSky. I like how you narrate it, but if you can expand it, it's fine. Blah blah blah, learning, blah blah blah. Do you get it now? So if you can put more information, that will be good. Another thing that this CV will benefit from is product on every of the row that you added, right? Yeah. So for the first row with BlueSky, what are the products that you worked on? What are the tools that you also did? It will really, really be good if you can put that. But to be honest, this one is ready. So and yeah, so aside from the little things that I've kind of added, it's just a minor things anyway. So well done on that aspect. Yeah. So which I think, yeah, this is good. And yeah. So moving on to the next person, right? So the next person, your telephone number ends with 414. 414. Your telephone number ends with 414. If you're there, can you let me know? So let me see if I can see you. I don't, if you're there, let me know. I don't think I can see you. Right. 414. This is telephone number 14414. And okay, the last person I reviewed the CV, okay, the last person quickly, I just remembered now, right? So, and yeah, I can't see your address or your postcode or anything. So if you want to consider that as well, anyway. So yeah, so for me, I think you something that you need to look into anyway. Okay. All right, cool. So the next person that I'm reviewing the CV, your name starts with M and your surname starts with F. Your telephone number ends with 414. In fact, it is 5414. So I'm not sure is here. So and your postcode ends with 1RP. Okay. All right, we're going to skip that for now and move on. Okay. Next person, your postcode ends with 4DA, 4DA. Okay. If you are there and your telephone number ends with 337, 337, 337, and your email starts with D and ends with H at gmail.com. Okay. I'm going to skip that for a start, so maybe I'll do that later. Okay. All right. Okay. Maybe I should just do it because probably the person would watch the video, but just that. Okay. So the other person before, your name starts with M and your surname starts with F and your telephone number ends with 414, 414. I'll quickly review the CV right now. I don't think you are here. Okay. So, but if you can watch the video, that would be good. Anyway. So, okay. So this is another good CV as well. So yeah, so which I think is really, really nice in terms of formatting is good anyway. So yeah, so is the profile efficiently communicates the career change from blah blah from what you are to yeah. But it's only that I don't know whether you want to put that at the top of the CV, right? So for me, I can say, yeah, just yeah, the fact that you are making transition, right? Well, I'm not sure, right? I don't think you need to kind of make it so obvious from the first page. Do you get it now? Yeah, unless you are looking for a zero knowledge role or something like that, but that's fine. But I would rather be silent on it anyway, which is fine. So that is what I would recommend. So, and someone is sending a message to me. I didn't say you should send or text messages. I said, contact me on not on WhatsApp, on Zoom, right? So that's what I'm saying. So don't send Telegram, don't send WhatsApp, don't send anything. I mean on this Zoom chat. Okay, all right, cool. So okay, I'm going to continue anyway. Yeah, so yeah, that is your CV. So yeah, making transition, I don't think you want to make that obvious, right, on the front page. But however, right, I like the CV, right, because it talk about a lot of things, yeah, technical skills, core competency, strong transferable skills, blah, and even formatting is also good as well. So yeah. So and one thing that I also like is the fact that you also bring value from your previous role, right? Like troubleshooting, compliance, and collaboration into the keyway contest, which I think is really, really nice anyway. So well done on that anyway. So yes, that is was this is a good one anyway. So yeah. And in terms of the experience within the QA. I like how you laid it out anyway. So, an explanation about the organization, the responsibility, the project is really, really good. But one thing I want to say is that uh, the page two, there's some free space, right? So if you can bring the other row to the top, that would be good anyway. I don't know whether you need to add the second row there because I don't think it's of no use, right? So that's one, right? So moving back to your profile again, right? I would say that with blah blah years of experience in Emma, uh, in oil and gas. Do you get now? That's what I would say. Instead of putting the name of the company, I would say in oil and gas sector. Do you get it now? And I will leave the rest anyway. I won't put the support one, to be honest. Yeah. And then I would then continue. Right. So I've got this number of years within oil and gas. Yeah. So and then also I've got experience as a keyway, blah blah blah. At the front, I will not talk about the number of years. So when they come back to the experience part, then they can find it out by themselves. Do you get it now? So that is what I would use anyway. So, but it seems you are already in the advance anyway. So of course you are going to get more time. But of course, this is good. It just shows that you had several times kind of reviewing the CV. The only thing I will want to say, as picky as I am, when you wrote the project, which is good, the bullet point for the project does not align with the responsibilities. Okay. So ensure that it actually aligns, right? So yeah. So and yeah. So I think that is it for it. But it's really, really good. So well done on that aspect anyway. So yeah. So okay. Let's move on. Okay. So the next person, your telephone number ends with 1337, and your email address starts with D and ends with H at gmail.com. Your postcode ends with 4DA. Postcode ends with 4DA. If you can send a message to me if you're there. If you're not, I'm going to continue. But okay. One thing that I jump at me is the light green color on your CV. It's not that it's bad, to be honest. If you can, just change it to black anyway. But yeah, but it's okay. It's not a showstopper anyway. So that's one thing I would say. But having said that, so let me so it's yeah, the CV is in terms of career transition, it's also clear as well. Anyway, I'm going to review this CV based on what is there, even though there is no much of IT CV, right? So maybe you might also need to do one as time goes on if you're in advance anyway. But formatting itself is good anyway. So of course, yeah, you in your CV, you mention, yeah, the profile is okay, right? So because you actually talk about transition from one role to the other, right? So to be honest, I don't think you need to mention it, right? Let them find it out in your profession, in your experience anyway, right? So, and also, yeah, what you've done before, right? For me, I would be, yeah, I'll be silent on that, like I said the other again anyway. So, of course, yeah, MBA is ongoing, so which I think is no, I think it's already finished anyway. So, okay. All right, cool. So that is fine. So, and of course, you've also added, um, okay. Okay. So, and of course, there's some part that you've added the measurable quantities in terms of achievement, which I think is good anyway. So, and you've also as put some soft skills, teamwork, which I think is good, and also communication as well. So, and if you are to improve this particular CV, right? So, yes. Okay, all right. So what I would do, right? First thing, right, in terms of the MBA, right? The July 2024 is at the bottom. 2024 is at the bottom. I will first bring them close, right? So, and that is first thing I would do. So, and the last university, the font is lower, right? It's I think it's yeah, the other one is it's got bigger font than the other one at the bottom, right? I will fix that, right? So which is fine. So okay, so all right. I like these keys that you added, which is brilliant anyway. So and I think the format is okay, to be honest. So, and the only thing is like I can't comment more on the roles that are not kind of IT based anyway. But looking at what you mentioned, yeah. So you mentioned some tools that you've used, yeah. Mm. You mentioned some tools that you've used, right? So there are other tools that you could also maybe added as well, right? So for instance, Jira, yeah, Confluence, yeah, it's okay. I know that you might also be in advance anyway, so we are going to look into that, yeah. And there's no projects, there's no experience for Scrum Master, so you need to look into that anyway. So and October 2015 is you put them together instead of separating them anyway. So, and okay, I think, yeah, maybe it's your formatting. Yeah, it's fine. Okay, okay. And I think, yeah, for the other guys as well, right? Maybe we might have to do some in advance anyway. So, Yeah, I know some teams are also doing that anyway. LinkedIn, right? So I think yeah, you need some LinkedIn anyway. So and because it just shows yeah, basically authorization, no authority in your fields as well. Anyway, so that's another thing that you need to kind of look into anyway. Aside from that, it seems cool, right? So and certification, right? So okay. So for certification, I need to address this anyway. So for everybody, right, from this moment, so if you are putting certification, the certification that you need to put in there or education is going to be Christ Redeemer's College, right, for Scrum Mastery, right? So then you put the name Blue Sky Citadel as the company that you work for, right? CRC is the name of the institution that trained you. Then, of course, you work for BlueSky Citadel. So that's what I would put in, yeah, if that makes sense. Anyway, so, and another thing that also would also address, I think is on your, uh, yeah, extracurricular volunteering, yeah, experience anyway. So those one with River State, Nigeria, I just remove them. For instance, I would just say Global Harvest and I'll put that in there. And I'll put the other one. So just remove references to any state or maybe Nigeria. Just leave the organization and that should be fine. Okay. All right, next person, right? Your telephone number ends with 551. 551, right? Your telephone number ends with 551. And if you are there, send a private chat to me on Zoom, okay? Your telephone number ends with 551. And I think I can see you. Let me see if I can send a message to you. Okay, all right. So that is you. So I just send a message to you now. If you're there, let me know. Okay. Okay. All right. Cool. Thank you. So I'm going to look at your CV now. Okay. I like the format. It looks good anyway. So well done for that. So and so yeah, I like, yeah, your personal summary is also good. Okay, clearly communicate your interpersonal strength, organization skills, and adaptability. So you also mentioned some key soft skills as well, like empathy, composure, which I think is good. So, and also, yeah, well done. In terms of education, it shows that you've got a lot of education rounded. So which I think is good anyway. When I was going through, I was like, why did you put uh the course down in a bullet point? Why not to say MSc economics? Why? But it's not bad to be honest. Later and I look at okay, it's still okay anyway. So I will pass on that, which is fine. But it's just like if you have done that, it won't actually, yeah, no, because yeah, sometimes for me, I would prefer that everything uh about you, your skills and ability ends with the first page anyway. But your CV is not that long anyway, so I would pass anyway for you to expand to the next page, which is fine. Anyway, so I think it's still fine. So I like how you use your bullet points, experience with that, and also you broke up your duty and achievement to break up under each job, which is really good as well. So that is good. So um no, hold on. So let me go back a bit. So, and I'll take that one back anyway. So I'll go back to yeah, your background is good anyway. So, and with the fact that, okay, so that's the thing. I can't relate to that's the one thing that I'm gonna say, relate to the role that you're applying for, right? But I would kind of review the CV based on the role that you put in there. So I don't know what you are going to be applying for. Unfortunately, do you get it now? So, but to be honest, the CV is good, right? But it doesn't address the IT part anyway. So, but you got some clear skills, some diverse experience in leadership and the likes anyway. So, but the only thing you need to look at the fact that which one of the roles that you're applying for. So, and okay. So if I was to also now speak about the experiences that you put in there, right? So even though I don't know much about the roles, right, some of them are generic. When you are talking about things, you need to kind of use some buzzwords that really make a lot of sense. Yeah. So yeah. So for instance now, yeah. Uh you talk about reports. For instance, I could put something like reduce document turnaround by reduce document turnaround time by 30%. Do you get now? Or increase student engagement by the optimizing and verification of the event, something like that anyway. But just look at them and see if you can use Power Word. But of course, they are not my area of specialization, so I can actually give a full um, report on that anyway. So, and okay, all right. So there's another thing I saw. So another thing, you need to look at some typos, okay, on the CV, right? So because that's another thing that you need to, yeah. So one of them is university, right? So university office, there's a typo there actually. So maybe because it's capital letter, you are not able to see it. So liaison as well. So is Liaison. Yeah. So you put Liason, but it's actually Lia. There's I before the S after the A. So that's another thing that you need to look into that. Yeah. And some missing articles here and there as well. So I think, yeah. So you might also need to look into that anyway. But in general, the CV is great anyway. Just a beef over here and there, typo, and also adding formats into the rows. Yeah, and yeah, and also polish the structure anyway. So those are the things that you need to, and the fact that there is no IT related stuff in there. So, well, just look into that. But this is a good start anyway. Yeah, well done. Okay, next person, your telephone number ends with 075 075, and your email starts with O and ends with a@gmail.com, right? And okay, and your name starts with O and also your okay, all right. So your surname ends with A. So let me see if you are there. I can't see you. So if you're there, let me know. So your telephone number ends with 0075. 0075. Okay. I would continue. Right. So that's okay. So looking at this one, right? So yeah. So the opening paragraph, it's good anyway, which is the summary. I like it so detailed, which is really, really good anyway. So yeah, it actually outlines your value proposition anyway. So talking about emphasizing cross-section experience, stakeholder engagement, blah, blah, blah. So you also kind of combine great terminology, right? Like enterprise architecture, blah, blah, like that. So which I think is good. It shows that you got yourself familiarized with best practice and framework anyway. So and also you've also add some achievement, which is yeah, quantifiable anyway, right? So and also you put the well-organized list of skills and tools as well, which is another thing. And so, which I think is good use of action-oriented language as well. So that's another, and the certification that you added also will boost your CV as well. So anyway, so to improve on that area, on what you need to improve on the CV, right? So first thing, maybe I don't know. This is don't be upset. Maybe you could shorten the name, right? That is, I'll just leave it like that anyway. And also if you can shorten the email address as well. Anyway. So okay. And also, yeah. And because you are not if you can maybe I wanted to say because unless you are looking for a job in the UK from your address, I don't know, maybe so that you just remove the United Kingdom, right, from the blue sky and just leave it like that. Then when they ask you, you will say that, yeah, blue sky is in United Kingdom. Anyway, so and the description about that is got like a what's it called now? Tab at the bottom of the delivered, right? Can you see if you can remove that indent anyway, so that everything aligns with the D anyway. So if you can look into that, so that would be good. The same thing applies to the financial analyst at the bottom as well. Anyway, so and if you can add for everyone, right? So I've told you about the what you need to add to your CV. This applies to everybody, right? Your CV, each responsibility should have the description about the company, right? The key responsibility, and it will be good if you can also put the metrics as well. Achieve 10% or 20%, and which is fine. Of course, you can also put it as a different key, key achievement or put it in the responsibility. That is fine. So then at the end of that, you want to add the project that you worked on and then list the project or describe the project. And then you want to add the tools that you used on the project. Yeah. So this applies to every job that you do anyway. So if that is fine anyway. But okay, of course, this one is good. One thing that I would do to for me is to bring the education to the top, right? I'll bring the education to the top, so that it's, yeah, everything about myself is at the top, then the experience is the one at the bottom. So because it's possible that, yeah, as they're scrolling, they might just forget about the education anyway. So you want to bring that to the forefront, and after maybe after your professional summary, yeah, before the core competence anyway, yeah. So that's another thing that you could do. But however, this is another good CV anyway, so well done. Yeah. So next person, your telephone number ends with 960. Okay. All right, so I think I got a feedback from the last person. So I just want to say that you don't need to wait until you are confident. Sometimes you build your CV, send it out, and get feedback quickly, right? Because, yeah, that would help you to be able to improve on the area that you need to improve. That is what I would do anyway. Yeah. Okay, the next person, your telephone number ends with 960. Right. Let me see if I can see you. Yeah. Okay, I can see you with that. So let me know if you are this person. Okay, all right, cool. Thank you. Okay. All right. So looking at this CV, right. So okay, so yeah. So I think I don't know what everybody's putting is transition. Yeah, it's not something I would do anyway. So let's get that clear anyway. But except from that, yeah, talking about good thing, yeah, you put solid, good foundation of the common tools, right? Like Power BI, yeah, Lucy Chart, VCO, which I think is good. And also, yes, SQL knowledge, you mentioned that, which I think is good. And you put some um, quantifiable experience, like leading a team of blah, blah, and doing this and that, which I think is good. And and also projects, right? So, yeah, you added the tools, which I think is really, really good as well. Anyway, so well done on that aspect. So, okay. So one thing that we need to look into, right, first, right. Yeah, I've mentioned the transition anyway. So, and you know how we can justify your text, right? By justify, I mean in terms of formatting, right? So because you can align to the left, you can align to the right, you can center. The last one is justify, which actually creates like a block of all your text. Actually, if you can try to do that on at least on the professional summary, it will really look nice anyway. So, if you can also put the key competence and the technical tools in two columns, that might also save some space so that the education and certificate can jump to first page anyway. So that is good. And I'm not sure if you are looking for PA role, I'm not sure whether the NEBOSH general certificate is relevant, right? So, mm, but of course, the first aid also is good. People to take people because of that. Managing safely is okay, but I don't know what that NEBOSH is anyway. So if you If it's not relevant, you can just remove it anyway. So, but one thing I want to say is in terms of responsibilities for the BA, you only added five responsibility and they are just punchy like that. Okay. Please expand on that anyway. So at least one way or the other, each of the responsibilities you have, maybe a full line or 1.5 line, you get now 2 lines, right? And I'm expecting you to put like 10 to 15 responsibility, right? I like the fact that you added the tools, also added the um you added the projects as well. Okay, and that would be good. Okay, all right. So another thing, yeah, even though I'm not going to look at this, the one the responsibility down critically because they are not my field, but I will make some comment on them anyway. So there seems to be gap between the most recent role and the last one. So you need to look into that. And another thing, the other one, which is the customer service supervisor one, right? The indentation, the bullet point is different from in fact, maybe let me take that one back. The one that is actually the corporate is it is second one actually, the QH blah 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 one, right? And the bullet points actually shoot out from the rest, right? This first one is okay, the third one is fine, the fourth one is okay, but the second one you need to align it so that it aligns with the other one. And your responsibilities are so punchy in all this responsibility. You need to look into that. So, okay, another thing I can see here, notable project and research. Okay, so which is good. So if you can put that at the bottom of the blue sky after the two or before the two, so that it goes together anyway. And the other project as well, put it in that particular row anyway, and eligible to work in the UK, blah blah. I think it's fine anyway, so which is fine. You didn't put it at the top or you put it at the bottom. So that it's good. I think it's okay. Okay. And I think that should be it, to be honest. So trying to see if there's any other thing that you need to improve. Okay, all right, cool. Think I think that is fine. Okay. Yeah, just format it properly. I think that would be fine. But yeah, so I think you need to put some buzzword in the responsibility anyway. So, and I can see a few one anyway. For instance, create user story, flow diagram using what do you get it now? Support agile, blah blah. Yeah. So I think you just need to expand on those ones. So yeah, but it's really really close as well. So well done. Yeah. So with minor corrections, yeah, and sharper focus on outcome and formatting, yeah, you are ready to apply for maybe a junior or mid-level BA anyway. So yeah, especially in the maybe earth, logistic or retail sector anyway. Yeah. Okay. All right. Next person. Right. So your CV, your telephone number ends with 605, and your postcode ends with 6FB. Are you there? 6FB. So let me see. Are you there? Yeah, I think you are. Okay. Okay, please do reply back to me if you are there. Okay. Okay, it shows that this person's not here. Okay, I've just sent the message and it's not replying. Oh, yeah, she's not replying. Okay, I'm going to move to the next person so I can see you as well. Anyway, so let's see if you're here. Uh, yeah. Okay, all right. So you are the next person I'm going to review. Okay, all right. I don't think both of them are here, even though I can see them. No, no, I mean, yeah. So, yeah, I'm reviewing your. Okay, okay. I'm going to go back a bit. Okay, so just to clarify something. Okay, your telephone number ends. So it's a different person then. Okay, all right, cool. So, okay, all right. So that is fine. This person that I'm talking about, yeah. The name starts with N and surname starts with O, and then your telephone number starts with 8605, right? 8605, and your postcode ends with 6FB. 6FB. I don't think this person is there, but I'm going to review quickly anyway. So for the sake of time, okay. I think this one is also a good one anyway. So a good format, good CV, right? So, um, strong intro or strong profile, analyzing the experience in BA and agile environment. Yeah, also adding some tools to that, which I think is good, right? And also focus on usability, simplicity, and the likes anyway. So yeah. So and also, yeah, of course, within the CV, you added some tools, some techniques, yeah. So and it lists some list relevant to Azure DevOps, Salesforce, Figma. Yeah, you show composition of both delivery and design thinking and mindset as well. So which is good. So also you also kind of got project like e-commerce app and the likes anyway, which I think is good. And also, yeah, initiative in freelance and hybrid road as well. So which I think is another good thing. So, and certification that you've done, most especially, yeah, the AWS, also the, uh, yeah, and also even the Agile Foundation and also the cyber security one is also good as well. Anyway, so, okay. And looking into the area that you could improve. You've got two roles overlapping, so that's one thing that you need to look into, right? So, so that's one. So it's okay. I think you need to keep it consistent anyway. Yeah. You need to keep it consistent anyway. So about that, yeah. So yes. So I'm not, yeah, but the only thing, yeah, I'm not sure that you need to add some other ones, yeah, into that because the second row you got December 2019, yeah. So and a lot of things are just overlapping each other. So you need to look into that. So if that is fine. And if you can put the project under each of the rows, right, rather than putting at the back, that's another thing that you can do, right? So if that is fine. So yeah. So not only just mentioning the project, and you can also describe the project, right? So a brief description about the project, not just okay, this is e-commerce, blah blah. No. So just describe the project so that yeah. So and yeah, some action word, power word, right, would also be good. Instead of using something like work with user, do you get it now? You can rephrase that, right? Yeah, so and helped manage all those ones are not power worked. Okay. Run communication, run workshop, yeah. So and instead of run, perform, yeah. Elicitation, do you get it now? So instead of run workshop, so those are the things that you need to kind of look into. But in essence, yeah, it's a strong CV anyway, and yeah, so we're rounded as well. So yeah. So, okay. All right. So moving on to the next person, right? So your telephone number ends with 547. 547, 547. Yeah. Okay, all right, cool. Thank you. So yeah, this for me, when I first seeing this layout of the CV is impressive, right? It's really, really good, right? So in terms of the layout, because sometimes it's from the layout you will know if the CV is really, really nice or not. Yeah. So for that, I want to say well done, right? So this is good. So and at the same time, okay, and okay. First thing first, yeah. Well, maybe I should first talk about good thing, but I might forget anyway. So let me first talk about the first thing is your name, right? It's too long, right? So see what you can do about that, right? So if that is fine, yeah. So and yeah, so I wouldn't say more than that anyway. So yeah. And if I'm okay, let me ask. There's a middle one that you put. What is that name? Maybe I want to do a Christian right now. What is that name? Send it to me quickly. What does that the middle one? It was initial that you put in there. Okay, all right. All right, cool. So to be honest, I don't mind you using the first letter of that one. Do you get it now? So yeah. So if you want to, yeah, what you I want to be sure that you got what I'm saying right. So because you don't want people to look at and say, I cannot pronounce this name. So because of that, I'm not going to call you. Do you get it now? So try to see which one you want to use to make it easier for people to pronounce. I want you to speak to me right now that, yeah, I understand. I got it right. Okay. Even with that, because the one that you send right now, double O, right? If a Caucasian, they will say ooh, right? They don't know it's all. Do you get it now? So you need to look at that anyway. Do you get it now? Easy version of the name that are easy to pronounce. To be honest, when you got your breakthrough, put everything there and ask them to call you by that one. It's fine, to be honest. Do you get it now? Mm. So that's why I was even looking at the fact that so this one, right? It's easier, right? I just sent that one to you. Maybe that's me changing the name today. It's kind of, yeah. So in other than the other one, right? But it take time for you to kind of adjust that. But sleep on it, think about it. Do you get it now? But I want you to understand that one way or the other, you need to, yeah, have a brand that you want to. Yeah, to be honest, if you are not new to the market, you can use different names that you want. To be honest, that's fine. But of course, you have to be comfortable with it anyway. So that's one thing I can say. Okay. All right, cool. Let's go back. Okay. So, and I think for you, no, if I don't know whether this transitioning is happening every time. Maybe it's just copy and paste for someone. Yeah, I don't know because this first time I'm seeing this a lot in yeah, but it is fine. But for you, you can remove that transition, right? That is one. But your background could be really, really useful as a lawyer to say, yeah, this is, and to be honest, you want to be able to say, yeah, in terms of risk compliance, do you get it now? Is what a lawyer would also kind of get trained on as well. So, and that is something that you want to kind of bring to the fore, or yeah, in terms of that. So, which I think is good that you mentioned those things that you could do within the personal profile, which I think is good, and also emphasizing on the critical thinking, attention to details is also good anyway. So, and another thing, okay, maybe it's actually only you, right? You cybersecurity intern. So remove that completely. Do you get it now? And in fact, even in the professional experience, right? Just say cybersecurity analyst, remove the intent. Do you get it now? So even yeah, so I would yeah when they because you're even though you're intent, that doesn't mean that yeah we would give you reference say we are intent. Just remove it. Do you get it now? So yeah, so I like how you kind of put your responsibility within the blue sky, yeah. So which is good, right? But of course, hold on, let me download. Hold on. I think there's something that I'm not seeing properly that I think could be a big issue. Yeah, yeah. The okay, check the CV properly. The font is 8, right? And for me, I think that it's small, right? I would say that maybe around 10 is okay, right? So if you can improve that, right? So it's not that it's bad anyway. So yeah. So look into that. And also look into hold on because I'm checking it online. Need to let me even download it as well because the format is not looking good, right, from my end, right? Okay, all right, okay, all right. Downloading, I think it's better, but of course, it's still kind of small, right? So if you can. improve that, increase the font, right? That would be good. It's T8 anyway, so I would say maybe a 10, right? So that would be good. So, and of course, there are a lot of great things. So your certifications, like for instance, the Google Cybersecurity Mastercard, that one also is good. So you got some soft skills there as well, and also, and yeah, so those and also the tools that you've added, it shows that you've got practical cybersecurity exposure, right? Because of those tools that you mentioned, right? So, and also some concept as well that you added as well, anyway, and in terms of the junior analyst and also SOC roles as well, anyway. So, which I think is good. So, but the only thing that I would say is, yeah, of course, yeah, I've mentioned the removing intent. So, and yeah, it's good because even within responsibility, you put the tools as well, which is good. If you can add more responsibility, that will also be fine for the Blue Sky one. For the other roles, so I think they're not much anyway, so I'm going to leave that. So one thing that I would do is to bring education and technical skills to the top, right? So that, yeah, technical skills, soft skills, I'll bring them to the top, and then the professional experience might then come to the bottom. Okay. So, and another thing is eligibility to work in the UK. So I will remove graduate visa to blah blah to get now. Just say, yeah, I'm eligible to work in the UK. So removing the timeline, I think, yeah. So leave that one. So, and another thing in terms of LinkedIn, right? So you've put you know that you can go to LinkedIn and create a URL that is shorter for yourself, right? Instead of putting the long one anyway. But it's good that you've got a LinkedIn link anyway, but you can improve that anyway. So, okay. All right, so I'm going to check a few people, maybe some people kind of submitted after I've downloaded the other ones. So quickly bear with me. Oh, I think there are three people. Okay. Sorry, apologies. I know we are taking a lot of time on this. I think it would be good I dedicate time and to this. Okay. All right, cool. So for okay, the next person, I'm going to review the CV. Your telephone number ends with 762. 762. If you're here, let me know. 762. So, okay, 762. And your postcode ends with 8AN. Okay, just send a message. So apologies on the keyway. I can say that you got training, right? So I'm gonna finish in half an hour, in 15 minutes anyway. Apologies for that quickly. I just need to kind of do this up. So okay. So okay, how is this guy there? Okay, all right, cool. Thank you. Okay. And one thing that I want to say, well done on the name part, which is good. You kind of, yeah, which is different from the what I can see on Zoom right now. You've kind of moved into that. So, and okay, 1 minute. So let me quickly look into. Okay, I think the layout is not bad, but yeah, this is not an IT CV as well, right? So. and I would only kind of update based on what I think, right? So because even though the professional summary is great because it's IT related, right? The experience that you added is not anyway, right? So I'm going to review that based on that. So if that is okay. So yeah, so just look at good area first anyway. So I've mentioned the name. So yeah, so you've kind of touch on most important part of data analysis, which is really, really great anyway. So, um, because even in your line, yeah, so there are a lot of people that would work that would need a data analyst anyway. So, which I think is good. Yeah. So, and even yes, so I know someone, right? If I mention the person you know, so that is actually working with JLR, right? The person will be smiling right now, which you also work right now. So anyway, so and so it's yeah, you just need to look at what you are doing right now and put what you want to do anyway in the future, right? So for the CV is really, really good because you've used lots of metrics in there as well. So, and technical skill sets as well in terms of SQL, Excel, Power BI, and Tableau, right? So, and also ETL, blah, blah. So, yeah. So this is really, really good. So, and also it shows that you have the experience and also the context, the two, and also highlighting some everything within your technical skills are bank on in terms of what you've done, which is good. And the fact that even within the CV as well, right, you've also added the project, even though they're not IT projects anyway, which is good. Oh, okay. Looking at the bottom, okay. So that's another thing that you need to sit down yourself, right? So yeah. So looking at the bottom is I can see the data analyst one, right? So remove the intern, right? And to in fact, I don't think you need to. I saw someone also putting remote. You don't need that as well. Okay. So remove that anyway. So, but I think this is good. But first, look at the roles, right? The time frame, right? So to see because they are overlapping right now anyway. So but to be honest, this is a very good CV. It shows that you followed what I asked you to do and you've kind of done it anyway. So this is really, really good. But the only thing I want to say is like look into the fact that okay, uh what you want to valid, what you want to work on, right? So yeah, so you need to look into that aspect. Yeah. So yeah, the technical skill are so strong. Yeah. So which I think is really, really good. So yeah. So and so the others. Okay. So yeah, the technical skills that you added, yeah, for consistency's sake, right? If you look at the professional summary, education, professional qualification, I'm talking about the capital letters, but when you come to the technical skills, it is not. So just for consistency's sake, you need to ensure that that is there anyway. So yeah, if you have LinkedIn, put it, yeah, and also certifications as well. You could also look into that. So yeah, you got very impressive CV there and achievement reach, technically strong, yeah, and also shows clear potential in analytics as well. Anyway, so and if you little trimming, formatting, I think this is a great CV anyway. But you need to also look into the timing as well anyway. So well done. So I think. Okay, next one, your telephone number ends with 209. 209. Let me know if you are there. Telephone number ending with 209 and postcode ending with uh postcode ending with 9WQ. 9WQ. Telephone number ending with 209. Okay, all right, cool. Thank you. So, okay, all right, cool. So, okay. All right. Though it's not, it's yeah, okay. Let me talk about first anyway. Okay, I really want to mention. So I like one, the fact that okay, you mentioned I don't require authorization, which is good. You put your nationality in there as well anyway. So and also address is added as well. So which I think is good. So whether or not that and the layout of the profile is also good as well. So, and the soft skills and that you added, education, I think the layout is also good as well. I like the achievements, yeah, that you added as well, which is really, really good anyway. So, and I like how you play with the words, which is fine. That's what I'm expecting. For instance, say, with over 16 years experience, I bring blah, blah. That is fantastic. Do you get it now? You're not saying I've got 16 years in Scrum Master, but you are putting all your experience together and say, I've got this number of experience. Let them go and check the number of years of experience that you have in term of that anyway. So, okay, all right, which is brilliant anyway. So, and also you've kind of had some competencies in agile, mitigation, blah blah, those ones which is good. And you map and your strength in agile team facilitation is really, really good as well. So and some soft skills were also highlighted as well with good comprehensive experience description, which I really like how you kind of explain in terms of responsibility is good as well certification and education that you have is also brilliant. So if I'm to now kind of critique about the first one, the name, right? I would ask you to increase the font for the name, right? If you can, right? So yeah, it should be at least kind of bigger, right, than the other part anyway. So and authorization to work in it not requires authorization to work in the UK. To be honest, I don't mind removing it because you already said nationality British, right? So, which I think is good. But if you want to put in there for people that would still ask, because sometimes they can ask. So, and in your profile, I will remove experience of the nurse power part. Do you get? I don't think they are relevant or necessary, right? So if you want, so technical skills that could be improved, right? For instance, Azure DevOps, you cannot tell me that only the skills that you learn here is only Azure DevOps. So you can, yeah, and also the soft skills also could be also improved as well, right? I think you need more. And also let it be the same bullet point. You put the dark one on the Azure DevOps and do the same thing on the soft skill and let them align together. Okay. And diploma in Scrum Master, right? That would be Christ Redeemer's College, London, not Blue Sky. You know, if you put that in there. So yeah, the diploma is being offered by Christ Redeemer's College. Blue Sky will offer the experience that you need. Okay. And key achievement is good. Core skills. Yeah, I think maybe you can put them at the top. Yeah, you have the technical skill at the top. Yeah, and those also are your core skills as well. There are also some of them are also technical skills as well. So, and yeah, better to just instead of saying technical skills, just put them together and say core skills. Rather than yeah. So and strength. Okay, I don't think because it's showing that it's not right spelling. Yeah, it is not actually. So strength, I think there's a typo there. So it should be TH, not HT. Sorry. It should be HT, not T. Sorry. I'm getting confused now. Strength should be GTH, right? Not GHT as you wrote anyway. So if you want to correct that. And the same thing with career history is CAREER. So you put double R there. So yeah. So if you can change that as well. Anyway, so like I said, in terms of the roles, right, you just put Blue Sky, yeah, Citadel, right? And you can put the description. Blue Sky is a charity organization, blah, blah, blah. And then you need to put the date, right? You only put the year, so you need to put the month anyway. And the highlight for me is your description of your role. But instead of saying Scrum Master role description, just the responsibilities anyway. So which I think is it will be okay. So and on the fourth line, or is it fourth or fifth? Ensure strict adherence to Scrum practices applied instead of applied instead of apply. Okay, applied regulatory discipline from banking, blah blah. Yeah, so that's another thing that yeah. So I like the fact that I think there's a lot that you added in the responsibility, which is really, really good. So the only thing that's missing now is you need to add the project and also you need to add the tool. Okay. If you can add that one, that will really, really be good. Okay. So yeah, well done on this. This is fantastic anyway. But you need to still look into the formatting of the other ones at the bottom, right? So they need a bit of work. And also you need to, yeah, like I said, you need to put the month, not only the year, but for all the other ones as well. Formatting as well in terms of some, yeah, for instance now. Some places you bolding did yeah, and some places did not. So you need to be consistent as well. Anyway, yeah. Last person that I'm going to review. I don't think this one is really, really great, actually. So last person that I want to review, your telephone number ends with 338, and your email ends with .a@gmail.com. Quickly, if you are there, okay. Let me know if you are there. Okay. I don't think he is anyway. So, but looking at this, I'll quickly just review and okay. Even though this is, yeah, maybe no, I don't know. I've got a mixed feeling about this anyway, but of course, there I see some great things in there anyway. So in terms of foundation in Keyway and also project delivery, yeah, got hands-on experience in Selenium WebDriver, Visual Studio, yeah, and also other tools as well anyway. And yeah, and also there's some what project management experience as well and certifications which are also included, which is also good as well. So and yeah, so if you were to look at it, I would say that yeah, if you can look into the format, to be honest, that's one thing that did not actually cut it out for me. You need to look for a better template, right? So yeah, so and copy and paste the content there. You need to look for templates. Actually, this is not going to fly, right? So, and because of that, I will not actually kind of mention some of the formatting issues, right? Because once you get a better template, everything will fall in, right? Because the formatting is there a lot to be fixed, right? In terms of the formatting, yeah, anyway. So, but like I said, I will skip those formatting part. So the profile, I think it can still do better in terms of the profile anyway. To itemize the role of a tester, right? So if that's fine, so, and the same thing with responsibilities as well, right? So you can expand on that. Yeah, not just say create executors on the software, and even using on the software is a layman language, right? Anyway, so yeah, so if you yeah, make sure that yeah, just put you can even put the responsibility right and put it on ChatGPT and say, oh, expand this for me and make it more technical and also add the tools that I need to use or I should have used. Yeah. So and it will do that for you anyway. So yeah. So and if that is fine. So okay, so yeah, I think this needs to need some bit of work, to be honest. If that is fine, yeah. So once you've kind of put that in, yeah, I think the other ones, some parts are good anyway, like the role for 2017, the responsibility are really, really good as well anyway. So, which I think is good. So, yeah, even the one for, yeah, 2017, 2019 also is good as well. So, and yeah, so, but for the one for the testing one, you need to improve anyway, add the project, add the tools, right? So, and we can review later as well. So I think that is it. Apologies, it's taking a while anyway. So,